Ultimately, you want to make yourself indispensable. You have to start making sure that you are constantly focusing on upskilling yourself in these three areas: marketing, sales, and leadership or systems. How to keep your job and not get fired during the coronavirus recession. So I'm going to give you 3 things you can do to almost guarantee that you'll keep a job. Because if you look at all businesses, a lot of businesses now are laying people off. That means they can't afford to keep them, because a lot of people can't go into the shop, so they have to, stop trading, and so a lot of businesses have a lot of overheads. So what's one thing that you can do to guarantee that you're going to keep your job, and by the time this whole thing ends, that you're going to walk out with a job? Well, there's 3 skills you want to equip yourself with, and so we must upskill ourselves. And the idea is to make sure that whatever role that we're in that company, that we are adding some value to the bottom line of that company. So if a business, they trade on XYZ, then you want to get good at helping them trade on XYZ. You got to, if you don't help that company make more money, then what happens is you become another expense. So you have to start making sure that you are constantly focusing on upskilling yourself in these 3 areas: marketing, sales, and leadership or systems. So let's go to the first one. The first one is marketing. So a lot of businesses now are not spending money on marketing. So what do you have to do? You have to help that company generate more leads. Ultimately, you want to make yourself indispensable, because if you are making income for that company, you won't be cut from that company. If you're costing that company money, I just got off an interview now with one of these top influencers, and they were asking me the question that they laid a lot of people off because they were not performing and they weren't bringing any value to the company. So number 1, you've got to get really good at marketing. So let me give you one really good way you can upskill yourself and make yourself more valuable and indispensable to a company. There's a strategy called outreach marketing. And the way that works is you want to go out looking for leads, looking for sales, and finding, on all the different social media platforms, messaging people who are your direct target market. So let's say, for example, you're looking for coaches. You could go to LinkedIn and you could type in coaches, and it'll give you a list of all the coaches which you can directly send a message to. And now when you send a message to these people, guess what? You can now start replying and start a conversation, and then you want to see what the biggest challenge is right now and how you can help support that. So it's always good to start off that with a question. If you've got a question like, hey, I noticed that you're a coach. How are you doing right now? Hey, I noticed you're a coach. How are you coping in the coronavirus situation right now? So I'm using coaches as an example, but it can be any type of business. So the first thing we do, want to get really good at outreach marketing. It doesn't cost any money to do this, because what a lot of businesses are doing, they're actually stopped spending money on marketing, which means now it's kind of like a catch-22, isn't it? We have no marketing, you have no clients. With no clients, they don't pay you money. Without money, your business doesn't make a profit, and if business doesn't make a profit, it can't survive. And so it's really important that we help the companies, and really, if you can find leads for a company, you save that company a lot of money, and now they have a chance of making money. So that's the first thing I want you to upskill yourself in, to do that. The second thing, and by the way, just so you know, I've actually created a Facebook group. So any of you that want to upskill yourself to learn a business on the side, I'll put a link in the description to the group. It's completely free to join. Make sure you do that after this video, and then what we'll do is once you join the group, we'll actually accept you into the group. Okay, the second strategy is sales. So again, if a business's bottom line is not increased, let's say you can add hundreds of thousands or millions or whatever your company does, you can add a lot of money to that bottom line. They're very reluctant to get rid of you because you have become an income stream to that company. So if you're in sales, you can, and you're performing in sales, then you can pretty much guarantee that your job is going to be safe because you're bringing in income for that company. So how do you get really good at sales? So one really good way of selling right now is once you've got these contacts, we want to get into a conversation. So there's a structure. So the structure is you want to find out what people want, you want to find out what the challenges are, you want to come with a solution to that, tell them how to implement it, and then you can ask them, by the way, we can help do this for you. Are you interested? If they say no, no big deal. You've just added value to somebody's business who could potentially live on through this crisis. Or if they say yes, great. Now you tell them about your products or services. So then you tell them what you've got. And this is a very elegant way, because I know a lot of people, who are doing this right now, they go, well, John, I'm not a natural salesperson. I'm not a natural marketer. Well, guess what? You use social media. You send messages to people all the time on social media. It's no different, right? When you're selling something, you're helping people. So if a lot of you have this fear around selling, well, guess what? Selling is just serving. You want to serve people, you want to help people, you want to get them to the solutions that your business can provide for them. And I promise you, if you do that, then people are more likely to buy your products and services, because ultimately what you're doing is you're selling an outcome. So the outcome is what that person needs to get to, and what your product offers is that end outcome. So always sell the outcome. Now, the third thing, which I think is really, really important, is you got to get really good at leadership, because right now, during the whole, COVID-19 situation, you've got people working from home almost every day, and we don't know how long this is going to last for. But imagine right now, if you're a great leader, you can pull your team together. Now is the best time to actually create that community, to actually, all come together and prove your leadership skills. Leadership skills starts from example. So if you want your team to do something, then you need to show an example of you doing that, and you want to lead by example and lead by results. So if you can show leadership skills, you are more valuable to a company because you can hold that company together. Another thing as well, which I think is really, really valuable, is also systemization. So if you're really good at SOPs, which stands for standard operating procedures, that means every single company has something to do. And so you want to kind of make it easy for the company. So instead of them having to focus on actually running the business and working in the business, they're actually working on the business so they can grow and scale and, again, improve the bottom line of this. So if you get really good, and one really good way to do this for an SOP is get like post-it notes and write down every single process in that area. So most companies will have sales, marketing, admin, maybe they have media, depends on what the company is, but find out what it is and say, look, what part of this business can I systemize? Because what's going to happen, a lot of people are going to lose their jobs, which means there's going to be a lot of manpower to hire, right? So, it's going to be easier to hire people. And so if you, let's say, for example, you take someone who's left a previous company, they come to your company. Now the SOP procedure will allow that person to onboard a lot faster. Meaning I can know everything about the company. Let's say you hire a salesperson and you've got an SOP for sales. So you might have, the first one could be what your products and services are about, what the features, what are the benefits, okay? What's the price, what are the payment terms? So if you can put all this stuff, all the different objections that you might get, if you can systemize an SOP process of that business, you then become more valuable to that company, because that company can hire people faster. And let me tell you, there's a lot of people hiring a lot of people, because what people used to get paid, and they're not getting that paid anymore. A lot of people are taking pay cuts. So the pay cuts now mean that people are earning less. And so we want to be able to find a system in place where we can help more people by getting onboarded faster, so that person can perform quicker within that company. So these are the three things. Remember, number one, marketing skills. Get really good at outreach marketing. Number two, make sure you have sales skills where you can do what we call consultative advisory selling. Number three, become a great leader and hold that team together. And of course, the fourth one, I know I said it was three, but the bonus one is been able to do SOPs for the company. I promise you, if you do any one of these four things in a company, that it will drive revenue to the bottom line faster, company makes more profit, ultimately you get to keep your job because now you become indispensable, right? You're adding value to that company, which means now if they have a list of all these people that they want to fire, they're going to fire the people who are not bringing revenue first. So I just wanted to put this out. There's a lot of fear right now. There's a lot of anxiety. There's a lot of depression happening. There's a lot of people, I got lots of messages from people, John, I'm going to lose my job. What should I do? This is what you need to do. So if you know anybody, by the way, who's also worrying about this, please show them this video, copy and paste this, send it to your friends on WhatsApp, let them watch this, let them absorb this, because ultimately, if you do this, I promise you, you'll stand a far better chance of not losing your job. So if you found this useful, then do me a favor, around this video, there's gonna be a subscribe button. I create a lot of videos on business, entrepreneurship, making additional forms of income and multiple income streams, which will be useful for you right now if you are currently in this whole situation you're worrying. click the subscribe button and turn on the bell notifications. If you have any questions whatsoever, leave a comment below. I'll personally come in and answer that question. And also, if you haven't done so already, make sure you add me to other social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn, and also TikTok. And also, I'll link a video here and I'll link a video here as well. So you can check out these videos and see what you think, and these will give you some ideas of some of the things that I'll be creating. So thank you so much for watching. Please stay safe, please stay home, and do whatever it takes. It's John Lee, the author of Business Hack. Bye for now.